Sweida region after clashes reportedly left nearly 600 people dead over the past week. In a strongly worded statement, Turk called for independent, prompt and a transparent investigation into alleged violations committed by security forces, interim authority members and armed groups, including Druze and Bedouin elements. The southern city has been ravaged by sectarian violence, with reports of summary executions, looting and mass displacement. On June the 15th alone, UN monitors documented the unlawful killing of 13 civilians at a family gathering and the execution of 6 others in 2 incidents. Israeli airstrikes have targeted Syrian government forces during their brief deployment to Sweida around Damascus, saying strikes will continue until a pullout is complete. The UN warned that retaliation is not a solution and called on authorities to prioritise justice, human rights and equal protection for everyone. Let's take a look at what the UN Rights Chief had to say.
The bloodshed and the violence must stop, and the protection of all people must be the utmost priority in line with international human rights law. Syria's interim authorities must ensure independent, prompt and transparent investigations into all violations. All those responsible must be held to account.
We're once again joined by Martin Sar-Arias to discuss this in further detail. Martin, there are some terrible allegations here towards Syrian security forces. One of those case studies we just read out there about a family of 13 being killed, innocent civilians. What are your thoughts on the actions here of the Syrian security forces? There was previously hope for Syria in regards to the fact that it might become a democratic nation after the fall of Bashar al-Assad. However, the actions of the security forces here, they are not showing too much optimism. What are your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right. I think, unfortunately, Syria shifts from one dictatorship to another one, and this one can be devastated for a lot of ethnic groups. We're seeing in Syria that there's a continuation of a type of genocide, actually, because these people are being targeted because of their ethnicity, not because of any ballistic strategy. They are being targeted because of being a minority that thinks differently and belongs to another ethnic social group. So it's absolutely devastating, and I think the UN, obviously, I think the UN is failing to understand the Middle East. They have the best, the UN has the best intentions to help the Middle East. However, they don't understand that in the Middle East, we're facing a lot of challenges, such as this new government that is absolutely not democratic, not pluralistic, and absolutely this government is not what a lot of people thought that will achieve peace with Israel and its neighbors. This government actually is trying to persecute the Druze minority and other ethnic groups that were former allies of the Bashar al-Assad regime, and they're just playing being a legit government. This government is actually pretending they're going to investigate this horrible massacre, but they're not going to do anything. And I think the UN should also condemn this government. And look, 600 people were killed by the government of Syria. With Israeli strikes, 6 people were killed. Obviously, this is also negative, but this is showing force and deterrence in order to support these minorities that are not being defended in Syria. So I think it's a positive move.
Martin Sar-Arias, thank you very much for joining us on the programme. For our next story, we move